on today's show? Oh, you know we got a big one. Chris Richardson will be joining us from Florida to talk about the Fangs. He did a beta test with them, so we're excited to hear what he thinks about the product that is causing the divide between the entire Onewheel community. Also, Amanda Thompson will join us for a discussion about Future Motion's timely releases of the back pad. We'll get into it in a minute. Amanda Thompson will join us for that discussion. I'm excited to talk to her. Plus, some dude in Charlotte, North Carolina sends it in full-on bode mode. You do not want to miss this video that is infuriating Belly right now. So just stay tuned, folks. He is fired up. Plus, I've got how a bottle of ketchup can change the way you ride. And, of course, who's saying what? It's all right here, folks, on the Voice of Onewheel. So strap it on from TTR Studios.
Luch Dog in the morning.
Welcome back, folks. It is your boy Luch Dog in the morning. Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us on the social media lounge right here on YouTube channel TTR Studios. That's where you can find us every single Tuesday, 11 a.m. Eastern. We also do a show called Luch Dog in the morning at 10 a.m. on Wednesdays and Fridays, and I'm excited to give you an announcement about that show and how you can win free money all June. All June, we're giving away $100. That's $100 every single episode on Luch Dog in the morning starting in June, folks. That's right. We're going to do it by playing a fun couple games with you guys. We'll talk about that in a second, and we will even do some of that today. Belly's excited to play some Wheel of Fortune with you guys. He's got some fun for us, but we've got to get to the show, so thank you for joining us. Belly, how are you today across the way?
Now I'm doing even better. Doing great. Although I'm surprised. I think I've become the game show man.
You are. I think it's so awesome. Go to the main screen and show them what we're talking about. We want to do this for you guys today. So the social media lounge, thank you for hanging out with us. If you look at the bottom of the screen, Belly has got a phrase, and we are going to play our own version of Wheel of Onewheel. Onewheel of Fortune. There it is.
Yeah.
The Onewheel of Fortune. How about that?
Sounds good.
So nobody's getting any money today. This is just a beta testing, if you will, of playing the game with you guys. We're going to go to Belly every few minutes or so. I don't know if he's got his music ready or not, but if he does, I'd love to get a sample of what you can expect when you hear this sound.
I got it right.
When you hear that game show music, Belly is going to put a new letter on the screen.
And I might just do it right now since we're right into it.
Let's go. Spin the one wheel. Make sure you pick the right one.
I know, right?
So we will just have you guys, whoever guesses it first in the social media lounge today. That is not correct.
Yeah, that's correct.
You have it in... Okay, so this is why we do it on the air. You have it in between the underscores. It is not on an underscore. Take a look at that. So anyway, the way that you can win is you're going to guess the phrase throughout the show, and then just first person. There he is. First person to pop it off in the social media lounge will be today's winner. We'll see how many we can get through today. You'll see your first letter is A on the screen. It's only 2 words. Have fun throughout the show. I'm done being corny. Let's get back to the show. Let's have some real fun. And I really am excited to talk to Chris Richardson today. He's going to call in a little bit. I want to talk to him about, he's beta tested the Fangs. This Matt Hoover guy has really caused a rift in the Onewheel community. Wow, can't talk today. I'd love to have Matt on the show. So Matt, I'm coming your way, dude. We got to get you on here at some point and talk about what it is that you're making. He's got handles. He's got fangs, and these fangs are little like wheels that are supposed to prevent you from nosediving. If you were to nosedive, they're supposed to, wheel you and roll you right out of it. I'm going to say, from what it looks like from my seat...
Sounds like a good concept. I mean...
Yeah, there's been... Belly, there's been 20 people who have made versions of this already. I'm not saying he's doing anything wrong or right. I'm just saying...
Apparently, everyone's making versions of everything nowadays.
Well, the first thought of one-wheel riders is, what's the only thing wrong with this board? If I push it to the max, it's going to nosedive. Or if I screw up, it's going to nosedive. Maybe I'm not super athletic. It might nosedive. Maybe I'm a little bit older. I can't break a hip. It might nosedive. So the idea of something to save you from that, yes, it's extremely attractive. But does it work?
Yeah.
The only one I've ever seen to ever test this is Sunny Wheels. Go figure. The dude's freaking mad scientist. He actually had a toggle switch. So he made his own version where he had like, it was like rollerblade wheels on the side of his front deck. And so when he wanted to test it so that if it nosedived, he would just be rolling on on rollerblade wheels. But the only way to really test that out is to have your motor cut out. And it's really hard to do that and to mimic that other than just like full send mode and just maxing your board out to the point of where you really hurt yourself testing this out. But isn't that what this product is supposed to do? If you believe in your product, it should save it, right? So where are the videos on Fangs? Where is the pictures on Fangs? Where is anybody? I mean, I see like older, inexperienced riders, like, no offense, but like a 50-year-old rider who's just like never ridden anything before, and they'll be saying something like, yeah, this is really awesome. Like, my nose touched the ground and I didn't die. And it's like, yeah, but I'm worried that somebody's going to see this and think they have a false sense of security. So I'm not bashing Hoover for making fangs or wheels that prevent nosediving. That's something that multiple people have tried to do. He claims that they will save you. I'm going to reach out to him for comment. Maybe we'll get him on next show. That'd be great. Yeah. Because I'm not trying to just sit here and talk about him and not give him a chance to speak for himself. But a lot of people have been asking for video of this. So Sunny Wheels, what he did with his version is he actually had a toggle switch. Belly was pretty blown away by this when I told him. He was like, wait, what? He had a toggle switch that when he would hit the switch, his motor would cut off and he would be able to see what would happen. Will his wheels work? And it didn't have to be even at full speed. He could kind of work his way up to that. So, you know, if these fangs really work, let's maybe work on that and show them working. Just show them working at full speed and saving somebody, because I don't buy it. Until I see it, I just think that's going to be just as dangerous, if not more.
See, but where my trouble is when it comes to getting this video out there is a lot of people that are going to be like testing out those fangs and beta testing the fangs are doing it on purpose. Like, they're doing the nosedive on purpose, so it's a controlled nosedive.
Very true. That's true. I mean, to be fair, this new rider who was talking said, hey, this totally saved me from a nosedive experience. My nose was about to catch during a turn, and the wheels caught, and I was totally fine. The other thing they said was that it was they were rolling up a hill, and their nose touched. Like, my nose touches all the time. I have float plates. That's the point of it. Like, your nose touches, and that doesn't mean you're nose diving. That's not saving. A nose dive is very different from nose touching the ground, scraping a little bit, and you riding out of it because you have skill and you've learned how to save yourself. I worry that the people who are just saying, oh, cool, a product that'll save me from nosedives, never have to practice running it out. Never have to worry about it. I'm just going to be riding in la-di-da land.
I'm sure this...
I don't like it.
The fangs will probably mostly only work on concrete and like concrete hills.
That's the other thing. They're literally like an inch in diameter, man. Like, I can't see... I mean, what if it rolls over a crack? Like, the whole reason I bought a Onewheel is because of the big wheel. I saw boosted boards. I saw Leaf Tech boards, and I was like, nah, it's cool. But I don't see it yet because I want to really send it. I want to go in multiple like terrains. I don't trust even a boosted board wheel to go over sidewalk cracks at 18 miles an hour. I'm not going to trust something that's like an inch in diameter in plastic to save me. All I'm saying is, and I'm not bashing fangs, I'm just saying that me and a lot of other people are very against the idea of putting the wheels on the nose strictly because it could give a sense of false security, okay? And that's the only reason. If it makes you feel better when you ride and that's what you need to feel good about riding a board like this, you're a little bit older, maybe you're not that athletic, you've never ridden board sports, great, that's fine. Ride your board however you want. Buy the fangs from Matt Hoover, good for him. That's awesome, good for you. Just please know that it's not definitely going to save you. It's not 100% chance that it saves you. Nobody's got any evidence that it will fix anything. And until that happens, even if it does, please still ride carefully. That's the only thing I wanted to say today. Let's get Matt Hoover on the show. Yeah, I'd like to get him on the show. If he's listening, feel free to call in right now, Matt, 571-354-7338. Otherwise, let's get you on hopefully next week when we'll also have Justin Thompson next week telling us about a Float Life Fest update. What's going on in the Social Media Lounge? Yeah, I was going to say Social Media Lounge has got it going a little bit about the... First of all, what are we serving in the Social Media Lounge today?
So the Social Media Lounge is sponsored today by breakfast burritos from Marinade. It's coming in from you hot and heavy with some eggs, sausage, bacon, the whole brigade. Even the veg. We've got some veggie ones in there too for anyone who doesn't
vegan,
want the
gluten-free.
Yeah, some veggie breakfast burritos from Marinade coming in at you hot. But if you do go into Marinade today, don't ask for a breakfast burrito. They don't have them.
No, they don't serve
This is a special make just for you, Social Media Lounge.
From the Social Media Lounge, what do you got? Great job, Belly.
It's coming in. A lot of people are talking about their experiences with nosedives right now. Like a couple saying, like, it's 100% my fault. It's a rider error.
That's fine, but would
nosedive.
Fangs have saved you? And even if it was your fault or their fault or whatever it was, the board's fault, would the Fangs, do you think, or nosedive wheels, would they have saved you? Would they? I mean, somebody call me right now. 571. You guys are popping off. I want to hear from you. 571-354-7338. I haven't had phone calls in a long time. Let's go to the listeners and give them a chance to speak. If you have any thoughts on this at all, I really would like to hear from you right now. And your participation drives the show, so don't you leave me hanging. I will take those burritos back. Belly and I are starving right now. Belly's hangry. Okay, we will rip them right out of your hands. 571-354-7338. What do you think about this?
Yeah. So far, a few people have chimed in saying they don't think the Fangs would have saved them in their moment of nosedive, just because of the way that they were riding at the time, and that a lot of it has to do with technique.
So what you're saying is, when you send it full-on boat mode, nothing can save you.
Nothing.
Except for your focus. Absolutely. Like this guy on the goddamn awning of a hotel room. Belly is upset, okay? I have to show you guys this video of this dude in Charlotte, North Carolina just sending it. This was going around in one of the groups. I think it was .pro. Somebody put it out there and was just joking that while this isn't Onewheel related, this is just this is an example of somebody just having zero regard for what happens to them in their body. We thought it'd be funny to show you full-on boat mode. And Belly is infuriated that the news is actually covering this. Are you moving over? He's going over to the producer chair. That's fine. But I'll give him a chance to talk over this because he's upset. Why is the news covering this? What this guy does, we're about to show the video right now. He's gonna jump out of is it a hotel room? I think it's a hotel room. And he's on like the awning. It's not a slide. It looks like a slide. Look at this. You can see it. He's about to switch it over. It's not a slide, okay? That is the awning over the lobby. So where it looks like the slide flattens out, that's actually the lobby. And that dude jumps out of like the 5th floor window and then just completely bites it. But watch him get up. Look at this guy. He's just like, I'm good. And then Belly, take the other microphone. Why are you so upset right now? Take the one behind you. Or go to yourself. That's good. Why are you so mad that they showed that on the news?
I'm going to tell you why I'm so mad.
He's really mad.
Why? So not only is this the first news package for this, I've watched 2 news packages from the same TV studio with 2 different field reporters going out to this location so that they can fully I just don't understand the point of getting this.
Don't worry about the switching. Fire away.
I just don't understand the point of them going into this. Like, here's this video of this awning. I'm pretty sure it was at like a mall.
Like, yeah. But why? But the fact that they sent field reporters out to cover it.
Yeah. And then not just one.
That's what happens when you go boat mode, man. The whole world wants to know.
And he just sends it off the cliff. And
I applaud the dude.
Maybe he had a couple drinks. Maybe he had a little fun. Maybe he was Sully in the Caps victory last night to force a Game 7. I'd appreciate any level of that.
Go Caps!
But likelihood, he's just a dumbass.
Probably. And hammered. Is Amanda Thompson in the Social Media Lounge yet? Is she there? I know you're doing a lot of work right now. Is the Cromp Dog Millionaire in the Social Media Lounge?
I've seen a couple of comments.
All right, good. I want her next segment. We're going to call her, and we'll get her on here in about 5 minutes. I wanted to talk to you guys today about the bottle of ketchup that might change your riding experience. If we could. 5 minutes.
I love how the Social Media Lounge is helping me out right now. Someone asked in the comments there what the cell phone number is. Yeah, if there is any time where you have to question about the cell phone number, it is located on the bottom of our screen at all times. 571-354-7338.
571-354-7338. In fact, I've got 5 minutes. I don't have enough time for my Heinz bottle story right now. Let's do another letter, and then I need a phone call. I'm not going to beg for it, okay? Let's go. You're making me beg. 354-7338. I believe we have a call.
No, not a call. I got something else going.
Okay,
right now.
very good. Give us another letter. Do you have your... Oh, got it. Let's go. What's it going to be? As we get a phone call coming in, go ahead to your text. Belly is giving us another clue to today's challenge. He's got to figure it out on the fly, which is very fun to watch. But we are going to do this for $100 every single episode. Not this game in particular, but starting in June on every Luch Dog in the Morning, we are going to find different ways of giving away $100 every single episode. Most of the time it'll be to live listeners. The other times it will be to, oh my goodness, it'll be to people in the comment section. He gave us a T.
Give you a T, which is two squares.
You got 2 T's.
There we go. 2 T's on the board.
That is your expression of the day. Where are my phone calls, Belly? I'm getting mad at the people. I might just rip this game right away from them. Are you sure they're not on there? Look, you get the phone right there. Right in front of you. Are they calling?
Be ringing, yes.
I'm getting upset.
I'm
going to rip this game right out from underneath them.
Yep.
All right, so the Heinz
Literally,
ketchup
I could
story.
just hide it. And
Do it. Take it away until
Boom.
I get a phone call. No more game. Oh, it's awesome. I know you guys are nervous to hear yourselves on the show, but this is the point of the show, is the Voice of Onewheel, to get your guys' actual voices on here. I am paying for a phone line. Let's use it. 571.
Apparently our phone isn't working.
354-7338.
People are calling and no one's
calling right now.
Oh, there it is. Oh, we've got a good
pick it up, Belly. Go. Do your job. I love it. He's working hard.
All right, we've got you coming in now.
There you go. Hit 1. All right.
All right, we got you coming in now.
Caller on the line. Who is this? Where are you from?
I'm from South Florida. My name's Chris.
Is this Chris Richardson?
Boom.
Yeah.
All right. Take Chris. I'm going to call you back in 2 minutes. Let me get the next call. Fantastic. Good job, dude. Do that. Very good.
Now, at least we know our phone's working.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to take them to an island while you get the next call in here. Whoever was beeping in, just keep calling. I want to talk to somebody. We're going to get Chris Richardson exclusively in just a minute here. Keep that. Whoever's calling, keep calling. Let's go. Get him in there. I'm going to take him to the island. You got him?
So the no, they're not currently calling.
I'll wait. 571-354-7338.
Thanks for calling. We hang up on you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I was ready for Chris and the Fangs talk.
I know.
We had him, and you just let him
I
go.
just ripped him away, because I'm calling him personally. I wanted to give a chance for somebody random to call. I heard them beeping in. 571-354-7338 is the line. All right, so what we will do is we will discuss today the bottle of ketchup. Look, I'm not going to bash Future Motion. I'm sitting here. It's basically tiki time on an island right now, okay? But I am pretty upset about the Sure Stance back pad. We will discuss in just a minute. I'll take a quick break, and when we get back, we will talk to Chris Richardson with his beta test on the Fangs. It's all right here, folks. Stay on the Voice of Onewheel, TTR Studios.
casual dining by starting with only the freshest ingredients to slow-cook delicious melodies of tastes and colors that are sure to delight your senses. Whether you're craving the Chipotle pulled pork sliders, honey basil chicken tacos, or the infamous kitchen sink wrap, Marinade has something for everybody with tons of vegetarian options too. It's the perfect choice of catering for your offices or events with fast and friendly service from a brand new store on Melrose and Western. Stop by today, or you can order online at marinadeyourlife.com.
Don't
don't forget, Taco Tuesdays, buy one, get one free, all damn day.
Tacos, wraps, sliders, and sides. Slow cooked to perfection at Marinade Restaurant. MarinateYourLife.com.
You guys are so hot right now.
Loose Dog in the morning.
This just in. We've got a caller on the line. Dustin Fowler joins us on today's show. Dustin, what's up, dude?
Oh, just actually at work, but
Well,
always wanted to run it.
I appreciate you taking the time from work to get out here, man. What did you think on the Fangs discussion? Did you have any comments there?
Oh, I mean, I've definitely had my fair share of nosedives. I think Sunny Wills was probably more on the right track as far as being able to save you. I just don't think those things with the small wheels, I don't think they're going to absorb the impact well enough.
I mean, it's not like I'm trying to. I don't want to. I mean, anybody that has these ideas of something that will save you from nosediving. I mean, how many? It just doesn't seem practical because nosediving isn't something that. Okay, let's start here. Dustin, have you ever had one that wasn't your fault?
I mean, I have. I've had a board that flat out shut off on me a couple of times, and I've since had that fixed. But it's definitely disheartening when you're riding, and all of a sudden the board just powers off, and you're gonna go down.
I mean, you're gonna go down, and that's what I was gonna say. I've had it happen where I wasn't ready for it. At least it may have been my fault, but I want you to ask yourself if you had wheels in that situation, you think you would have ridden it out? I'm honestly curious.
No, I really don't. Your momentum's completely forward. You're leaning forward. Your body's anticipating going forward. As soon as you hit, it's. I mean, I don't know. I really don't think that the front wheels are going to save you.
Well, I worry about somebody who's older, Dustin, because I see a lot of the people commenting on these Fangs, older folks. Hey, thanks so much for making them. Like, I feel way more safe riding now, and I'm like, just like this, that. I don't know. Does that worry you at all, or do you think they're going to be okay?
Well, I mean, I guess whatever makes them feel more secure.
Sure.
I personally will probably never have any wheels in the front of my board. I've been riding for a long time, and I've definitely had my fair share of nosedives at high speeds, and it's not gonna.
Can I ask you how much you weigh, Dustin?
I weigh 185.
Okay. I mean, right around, sort of near me. I'm right there. And I mean, I'm not right there. I'm a little guy, 157. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm over that. I'm at 215, 210. So.
Yeah, and you seem to be fine. So Dustin, before I get you out of here, man, are you going to be at Float Life Fest 2018?
I'm not going to. Well, not as of yet, but I am. Race for the rail. I did that last year, doing it this year. That's a little closer to my neighborhood. We're in Utah.
Peer pressure from the social media lounge. I need peer pressure to Dustin forgot his
Fowler.
name. Fowler. Thank you very much. Let's get some peer pressure to get him out there. I need to ride with you, dude.
All right, sounds good.
Where are you? Where are you located?
We're in Utah. I ride with a little group called the Onewheel Villains.
The Onewheel Villains. Well, shout out to them. Who's the baddest rider in the Onewheel Villains?
Oh man, I don't know. We've got some pretty crazy dudes.
Come on, put a name out there.
Probably Jordan Sorensen.
Jordan Sorensen, all right. He is the
He's
badass.
the bode mode of the group.
He's the bode mode from the Villains.
He's the young buck that doesn't care if he damages his body too much. So I've watched him nosedive at about 28 miles an hour and ran it out.
And he ran it out.
he ran it out, yeah. So
Man, how fast can you run?
Yeah, seriously. Well, Dustin, thank you for the
Got those
call,
long
man.
gazelle
have
strides.
listen, Social Media Lounge. You need to be thanking Mr. Dustin Foster over here. Why do I keep doing it? Foster or Fowler?
Fowler.
I'm sorry, Dustin
Fowler.
Fowler.
Man, there's a lot of good Dustins out there.
I know,
so
dude.
It's all good.
I know they're all running through my brain from the groups, but Dustin Fowler has saved today's game. So, Belly, if you would play the music. Dustin, thank you for joining us, sir. We will catch you next time. Get yourself the music. Get on main. Dustin has saved the game for everybody. Let's get him a new letter. Oh, God, I have so much fun with you guys on Tuesdays. All right, here he goes. They're popping off on the Social Media Lounge, and while he's putting a new letter out there, it's time for me to tell you about this ketchup bottle, and then I want Chris Richardson. Chris, I'm coming at you. Oh, boy, that's going to give it...
But any other letter is going to give it all away.
I know. That's going to be easy for the people. No, you need the second one, too. Second letter.
No, yeah.
Yes. Second letter. It's tough. Oh, boy. All right, here we go. So, here comes your new letter, and if you can't get it now, what are you doing?
It's all messed up right now.
Yeah, I know. Let me give him another space between the two words. Not there.
No, but... See it?
Yeah, there you go. So, this is terrible radio. We're trying something new here. We'll have to find a new, not-so-clunky way to do it. So, here it comes. Give them the letters. They'll figure it out. Just give it to them.
There it is, right?
There it is.
That's it?
That's it. Yep.
All right.
All right, I'll give $10 to lunch for the winner today, just to give it something. That's fine. But we're going to give $100 away every single Wednesday and Friday starting in June. So, do not miss that. How do you not know what this is yet?
Social Media Lounge's first person to get it has guessed it. Yeah.
Who is it?
Amanda Thompson. Is it Float Life Fest?
Whoa! That was easy. Fantastic. All right, we got a winner for today. So you know what? That'll fit in perfectly. Amanda Thompson, she is back. She is going to join us in the third segment. I would like to get Chris Richardson. Chris, if you're listening, why don't you go ahead and call us right now, dude? Let's have that discussion now since we're on Fangs. So that'll be a good pacing for the show. Chris, if you could give us a call right now, 571-354-7338. We would love to have a review from you on these Fangs, the beta test. He'll go ahead and call us. Belly will lock that in. I'm really excited to talk to him.
Hang up the other call that you had on.
Yeah, that's my bad. So I'm very excited to talk to him about that stuff today. So the reason I wanted to bring up the Heinz 57 ketchup bottle, just while we're getting Chris on the air, there's a football coach, and I heard this story after I caught it after I heard the name of the coach. Now the coach's name doesn't matter; it's completely irrelevant. It's what he was saying about the fact that he would not choose a football player to play for his team dependent on how the football player used a bottle of ketchup. Did you hear this story?
No.
He said, do you know why the 57 is on the side of the ketchup bottle?
So you know where to hit it so that it all comes out.
Hello. Work smart, not hard, right? That's the whole point. Okay? So Chris is on the line. We're going to go ahead and hang out with him. He's going to come back as soon as I'm through this story. So Chris, thank you, buddy. Just hang out right there. And the reason I wanted to bring this up to you, in fact, Chris, do you know the reason that the 57 is on the side of a Heinz ketchup bottle?
I have no idea.
So there's a 57 engraved on those bottles so that when you turn it upside down, if you hit it right on the 57 on the side of the bottle, that's the optimal place to hit the bottle so that the ketchup will come out smoothly. Absolutely.
No, it's not. That's not true.
That is true. No, that's 100% true, Richardson. Don't you start with me.
No, well, that may be the point, but that's not the best way to hit a ketchup bottle.
What do you think it is? What? Are you going to blow my mind right now?
He's going to say it's from the butt.
No, even I was watching now we're getting really off topic. I was watching a video. I think the guy's name is Chris Hansen. I think he's an astronaut. He was on the International Space Station, and he was trying to explain how they get honey out of the bottle. And I'm watching it with my daughter, and I'm like, man, I'm smarter than an astronaut. I got a better way. And I showed her how to do it. It's you use inertia. So you're actually going to swing the bottle towards the plate and stop it with your hand. So you're actually going to hit it on the side of the bottle where there's no print.
No print.
But we got way off topic here.
No, I'm learning something new today. And if you're watching me on air, who knows what it looks like I'm doing? What does this look like I'm doing right now?
Glass bottles of ketchup anymore is what I want to know.
It's like most people, when they're trying to get ketchup out of a bottle, they beat the bottle until some ketchup just sprays out.
That's the problem.
You actually want to use inertia to bring the liquid to the top, which would be now the bottom, flipped over, inverted on it, and then it's all sealed up against the output area, and then you just squeeze it gently and it comes right out.
Okay, so
use inertia.
This is amazing. He's right, and he's right. The reason I'm asking this, and the reason that it might have been an NFL owner. I'm honestly not sure, but the reason this guy was saying he would not choose him to play football for his team if he would be sitting there smacking the bottom of the bottle of ketchup to get the ketchup out, because there's a way easier way to do this. Work smart, not hard. This guy doesn't have the sense to find the easiest and best way to go about his daily activities. Why would I assume he would do that on a football field? Now, you might say that's ridiculous.
You might.
Yeah, that's pretty weak. I mean, you're going to dismiss an entire person just based on one bad habit.
That's
a pretty lousy coach. You can't teach a player better habits. It's pretty weak for a coach.
The quote is,
coach works with what the players have. Jeez.
The quote is, and I'm paraphrasing, is that the guy said, if I see a guy hitting a bottle of ketchup from the bottom, my thought is I take a mental note. He must play defensive line, and if he plays offensive line, he won't play for me. Go figure. Now, the reason I bring this to a one-wheel show is because I actually had an epiphany, and Chris, we'll get to your beta test in just a second, so just hang out with us real quick. I appreciate your time, man. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I am very bad at getting stuck in a rut of the way that things have always been done, and then I just go with it. And whether they're good or bad, I'm an adapter, Belly. I mean, I'm a wedding DJ. I have been carrying 30-pound speakers, one each hand, 50 yards, for 2 years. There and back, setting up 4 trips.
I get it, but I wouldn't call you an adapter. I'd call you an evolver. Okay. I think you evolve eventually, but it takes some time to get to that evolution stage.
Oh, that's true, but I adapt to whatever my situation is. My situation is, if I'm a wedding DJ, well, then whatever. I'm just going to get, what's the easiest way to carry these things? And then I got so stuck down that train of thought, I realized one day, if you heard the crazy story I told about randomly walking into a HJ parlor, a handsy parlor, my back has been seriously effed up lately. And so I've been thinking, how do I do this better? And then I got this cart, and finally I've been like, now it's just one trip. I put my speakers on a rolling cart that condenses. It fits in my car. My life is 1,000 times easier, and I wanted to bring it to you guys. Man, don't get stuck in your own set ways on how you ride this board. Chris, have you ever noticed that you become a certain rider, and then have you ever gotten, like, I know you push yourself to learn new tricks. Have you ever felt like you've been just stagnant and just good with the way things are? I feel a little bit bored with my board right now because I haven't been trying anything new.
More like frustrated sometimes if you get to work on something really hard and you can't get it. I'm always looking for new things to try. I've tried all sorts of stuff that did not work out, and I've got things I've been working on for months that could happen, but it's... So you got to find new ways to challenge yourself.
So how would you tell somebody how to accelerate? Because I know we've had 2 different ways. I know most people think to push their left foot down. I actually think to lean forward and push my back foot down. So a lot of people think to push your front foot down to accelerate. Maybe you've been riding that way your whole time. I honestly think you should counterbalance and have more weight on your back foot while you lean forward. So Chris, what would you say is the best way to accelerate? How do you do it?
I mean, they all work, and after you've been mentioning it a few times on the show, I put a little bit more awareness into it when I'm writing sometimes to kind of see what the best balance is. And the more you play with it, the better writer you're going to become. You're going to start to become sensitive to how the different ways you lean and the way you move your feet affect the way the board works and the way it balances. And even when you're riding fakie or where you're riding with your front foot on the tail, the board rides differently. It's just the way the software is made. But I can see the advantages to both, but generally I like your method better. And I think what you said was I think you made a slight misstatement. You usually say that you actually lift the rear foot, which I think is what you mean. when you're kind of keeping the front foot stable and you're lifting the rear foot to kind of to go faster and pushing it down to kind of slow down.
No,
and
dude,
I really like that.
no. I love that you're saying it. Go ahead, why you like it, but that's actually, I wasn't misspeaking. I actually try, because put it this way, the more I lean forward, I counteract with pushing my back foot down so that the board is working less to keep me up.
So you're bending your knee more, but
my front
more
knee.
Towards the rear?
I'm bending my front knee for sure, so that I can lean forward more and counteract by pushing back on my back foot. I know that's weird. I
see what you mean. That to me, I'll have to play around with that because I've been actually playing around with the opposite. Now,
tell us
that
about
to me sounds like you're so far forward that if you hit something that your body's more likely to fall forward. But the opposite is what I thought you meant, and it's actually what I was trying. And if you watch some of the videos of some of the faster riders, they tend to have their back foot fairly close to the wheel, bent and turned slightly. I've seen people call it like a surfer stance, where your toes are pointed more towards the front of the board than your heel. Your heel is turned slightly backwards. So for some people, that's going to be an uncomfortable position if your knee doesn't bend that way. But if you're kind of flexible, it'll kind of bend that way. And so what I thought you meant, and what I was actually playing with, and I kind of like, is my front foot is kind of stable. My front foot is not that bent, and it's more like your fixed position. And then your rear foot is what you're dialing in with. That's your forward and backwards. So you actually kind of lift your rear foot a little bit to accelerate, and then you're going to push the rear foot down to kind of decelerate. So you're teeter-tottering over the wheel, but with your front foot fairly stable, and then actually lifting the back leg to make the board tilt forward.
Dude, I just love talking to you. He's the technician. He's so detailed. He knows what he's talking about. So, regardless, Chris, of how you accelerate, how will these fangs help? How will they work? Tell us about it.
Well, and the debate really comes to the debate often on the forums is it gets a little bit. I don't like to be negative for the sake of being negative, and a lot of times it seems to be. It almost looks like brigading, or it's if you're putting something on your board because it's not cool. I mean, we don't bash people because they wear helmets. We don't bash people because they wear pads. I don't care if something works cool. It looks cool. There's only two things that matter about the fangs. The debate is only important in two respects. Does a product provide a benefit, or is the product causing a problem, like safety or board damage? And so a lot of people say it's causing a problem because it's a false sense of security. You're going to have people thinking that they can nosedive.
I'll put my name on that. I've been the one saying that. You can blame me if that. I mean, I have been very adamant about that statement, so I'll be the one to put my name on that.
But so I mean, you look at anything. There's pros and cons. It's innovative. It doesn't require any modifications to the board. You're using two screw holes that are already there. Those brass mounts inside wood aren't super strong anyways, but I don't think this is really causing problems with that. They're low profile. If you have float plates, you have a slight kind of lip on the front. This provides a rolling surface rather than hitting that lip. When I had them, I didn't really notice them. I would ride for a while and do tricks and everything, and sometimes they'd rotate a little bit because they don't have, if you can imagine the way they're mounted with one screw. So that if they had two screws, then they wouldn't be able to move. But they have one screw so they can rotate slightly if they're not too tight or if they get hit or something. I had an early version, and mine actually lasted for a little while, and then they broke, so I took them off. But supposedly they're a lot stronger now. This was the first set, and the material wasn't very strong. But I was surprised they actually would. I'd feel them catch sometimes even in the grass and kind of roll, where normally my nose would dig into the grass. Even though they're tiny wheels, that little bit kind of gave you a little bit. But I mean, that's not really what they're designed for. And I can see where they actually would be fun to do certain tricks with them, and maybe roll straight up a hill that's too steep that you normally wouldn't be able to roll up. You would just maybe roll up and approach it. I didn't get a chance to try that. I couldn't find a hill steep enough to just kind of roll right up into like that, or maybe someone else can try it and see if that helps. But I mean, the main reason people are buying these is because they're thinking that it might save from a nosedive. And so when I tested it, it was pre-production, it was beta, so I didn't publish anything on social media or anything. I only gave the feedback to Matt. And to me, it seems like, I mean, what everybody's saying, and to give Matt credit, I don't see him out there saying this is going to save everybody from nosedives. This is the solution to nosedives. he says, a high-speed nosedive, and I would call it, let's say you have a nosedive due to pushing the nose down too hard. That's one type of nosedive. That can happen at any speed.
Correct.
That I see where it could be helpful, especially like someone said earlier on your program, if you already are used to the fact that they're there, you expect that they're there, you know that they're there, you may be able to utilize that. And if your nose comes down on you and you're not really expecting it, you're going to have a built-in reflex to know that, okay, maybe I can go ahead and mash the nose until it comes back up. It might work for you. That'd be one type of nosedive, just a push-down hard nosedive or an incline nose contact, not even a nosedive, but that would be one type. That I think it could be useful for. 100% of the time, no, nothing will be. Could be useful, yeah.
Chris.
The second type of nosedive I would think of would be speed-induced nosedive.
Yeah.
When you're going too fast and the board shuts off the balancing on you because you're overriding the motor, that I think it's very unlikely that it's ever going to work for you.
Gotcha.
So Chris, real quick. Yeah, I got a question for you. Like, since you've gotten to use them, a lot of the talk about this is about the size of the wheels that you're putting on the front of the board, things like that. Now are these smaller wheels working for you? Do you think the wheels need to be a little bit bigger, maybe a little made more of a material that can be more firm, kind of like
I'll jump in. I don't want them to be bigger. I want them to be small as possible for as far as clearance goes. But then again, will these small? You said they broke the beta test. Okay, so tell us about it. It's a very good question, Billy. Thank you.
Yeah, I had the smallest version. The version that I had was the first version, and now he's made some bigger ones. And I told him anything bigger than that, and I would not want them. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that you just never notice them. I'd ride around for a while and just never even know they were there because you're not going to notice it unless you hit the nose. And if you've ever turned a hard corner and you feel your bolt, your screw scrape the ground, it's kind of an awkward feeling anyway. So that the wheel wasn't making it any weirder to hit on a hard turning corner. It's already weird. It already unbalances the board, makes it funky. But no, I liked it small because they were not in the way.
So it's like,
if they were big enough to be nice rolling wheels, then you're going to see them or feel them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The only thing I would think a bigger wheel may save you from is those scrapes and bumps and things.
That's my whole thing, Belly. I'm not trying to ride around and get like having my savior not even be able to get over a sidewalk crack.
Well, the bigger ones, I mean, the best example of that would be Sonny's version, where he had actual skateboard wheels on it. And to me, the way I ride, I couldn't. I couldn't deal with that.
Crazy man.
I mean, but that right there is, that's the ultimate. I mean, this is the opposite. This is, I want a little bit of protection. Maybe it'll save me from something. And so, I think it's been made a little bit bigger of a deal than it is, where it's kind of like the cool kids versus the not cool kids, and get a little bit of a brigading, almost even like a bullying, tribalistic sort of thing going on around these things. More than it deserves, probably. And I don't like to get. Yeah, I don't talk a lot about this. I haven't been engaging much in this conversation on social media because I don't want to get. I don't like the negativity that goes around it.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about that in the next segment, so I really appreciate you bringing that up. Belly makes another good point. We'll get to all of this when we get back here. We've got to take a little break, but Chris, thank you so much for joining us, man. I really appreciate your perspective.
No problem, man. Happy to help.
Chris Richardson, ladies and gentlemen, give him a warm round of applause from the Social Media Lounge. Make sure he has a masseuse and a breakfast burrito waiting for him when he gets back. All right, quick break. I know you guys love our breaks. We'll be quick with this one. Thank you. We need to say, hey, we need safety breaks too, okay? Let's go. Jeez. We'll be back after this. Voice of Onewheel on TTR Studios.
What's up, y'all? It's Maddie Mads here. This show is sponsored by TTR Studios. Whether it's weddings, parties, karaoke, audio, video production, and all your entertainment needs, call TTR Studios, LLC at 703-850-2223 or check them out at ttrevents.com. Start the show, Looch.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
That's what I'm talking about, Social Media Lounge. Your focus is phenomenal today. Just fantastic. Man, I'm loving it. All right, we've got to get into a discussion. Let's get a caller on the line if we can. If we could have the Crop Dog millionaire herself, one woman, one wheel. Welcome to the show, Mandy Thompson. What's up, girl? Mandy, there she is. Hey, what's up, girl?
Hey, not too much. How are you?
We're great. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate your time. And what did you think about what Chris was just saying? You have any comments in response?
Yeah. So I was only able to half listen because I'm working on some revisions on an article, but I totally agree with what he's. I know. And the fact that they would ask me to work between 11 and 12 on a Tuesday is just unconscionable.
Unbelievable.
But no, I do totally agree with him about the negativity that's been surrounding the Fangs and really various other things in the community. I like to make fun of Fangs as much as the next person, but they probably have been made fun of, to death a little bit.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I feel bad. Mandy, we were talking. We actually feel a little bit bad for Matt Hoover. I'm not going to lie to you. I think, it might sound weird because I've been on the forefront of questioning Fangs. I hope that I don't come across as bashing them because dude's getting bashed. Like, have you seen it? I mean, he's getting crushed in these groups.
Yeah, so I'm not in the owners group as much anymore because I've said negativity, and I just felt like the drama was getting to be too much. And I agree. There's definitely bashing going on. I think certainly you don't come across that way. Although I do feel like there are some hurt feelings from people questioning and playing the skeptic on this product. That maybe don't need to be hurt feelings. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we all love our Onewheel so much. It comes from passion, right, Mandy? So we love it so much.
Of course.
And we don't want to see... I mean, I think the thing is that they become a little bit like equated to, like, what do you call them? Training wheels. I think a lot of people see them like training wheels, and it's almost like making it a little... I guess we have a responsibility as a group to create a culture around the Onewheel right now. I mean, it's brand new. It's coming out. And if it gets adopted full frontal, I think, we have the not the opportunity, we have the responsibility to create a culture of safety, fun, and stoke. Is that fair?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
You got somebody beeping in right now? Is that what's going on?
Doesn't say who it is.
That's fine. Well, this is Mandy's time for right now. Callers, we'll get you in on the last minute if we can. But what I wanted to say is, I think a lot of people are worried that you're lamening up, you're making them lame, and I get that. I believe me, I'm not somebody who thinks that I need the Fangs. However, if you want to wear them and you want to ride and be cool, that makes you feel better, then that's fine.
Same reason you didn't use the fender for a long time.
And now I'm using a fender. I told you, I've adopted this bottle of ketchup. But why do I sit here pounding at the bottom of it when I could work a lot smarter instead of hard? And let me be honest with you, I love the fender now. I rode around on my non-fender. I got rocks kicking me up in the shins, and I'm like, why did I do this for a year? So, Mandy, the reason I wanted to talk to you today a little bit was because... Did you see I wanted to do a little Who's Saying What? And thank you guys for sending me different things. This is how I got on Matt Hoover the first place. Somebody sent me hey, this would be a good topic on your segment of Who's Saying What. But I actually saw Max Thompson's post, Mandy. Did you see him about the how we need to capture all the good footage and the positive things that the Onewheel is bringing to the world now so that when it gets adopted widespread, people don't think, oh, we can't have this everywhere. Did you see that post?
Oh yeah, I didn't see that, but I think that's a great point. Max Thompson and I are not actually related, even though we both have the same last name. But every time he posts something, I'm like, yeah, that's my brother.
Right.
He's so right all the time.
Well, Max makes a good point, and I've been thinking about this for a long time. Let me pose a question to all of you, and I'll do it through Mandy. So, Mandy, and all of you listening, thank you for your time. Do you like sledding? I've done this before.
Yes.
Do I like sledding, like on snow?
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, it's not as fun as snowboarding, but sure.
Of course not. But if you were to see
Like
a kid, if you
Go to the tubing park.
Right. If you were to see a kid sledding, would you tell him to stop?
Of course not.
What if you saw a kid? Now, why would somebody?
Why now? Is it always going to be telling a kid to stop doing something? Because everyone's going to say no to that. We want the kids to experience life at its fullest.
And that's what everybody wants right now. They want our own one-wheelers to. We want to experience the one wheel at its fullest. That's correct. What if the kid was sledding every day, and it wasn't just him, and it wasn't just when it was snowing outside, but we now have. I mean, look about what happens when it snows. Everybody goes sledding, right? Those hills are packed. What happens when the one wheel goes mainstream and everybody has one because all of them want one for Christmas? We better be careful, folks, about hoping this thing goes big, because if it does, I can't imagine a community of people just saying, sure, rip up all the grass in the neighborhood. Think about it. If we had a sledding every day situation.
I used to sled in the summertime.
Dude, that's what it would equate to. It's like slip and slides. You got to be careful on the grass. If you don't know what you're doing, you're going to tear up all the grass. And if you do it all the time,
it flattens out.
It's just you're flattening out everything.
And then you get the perfect run eventually.
Imagine a world where literally 4 out of 5 people are riding around on some sort of electric board. Imagine that. Put that in your head. Mandy.
Finally, I don't have to walk anymore.
People are going to be pissed off, Belly. We're going to be tearing up the neighborhood.
We're going to get all fat.
So this is Mandy, what do you think?
If we get to that point, though, if we ever get to that point, and I don't know that this is going to get that mainstream, I think there will be plenty of alternative transportation modes. But if we got to that point where literally 4 out of 5 people were riding something like this,
if segways couldn't work,
infrastructure would start to adapt. You'd get pathways that they want you to walk or to ride on. You'd get areas that were cleared or areas that were paved. And you have areas that you couldn't ride. Like, that's just, I mean, there's bike lanes and there's no bike zones. Like, you would have the exact same thing if it became as mainstream as a bike.
That's where we're obviously headed right now. And it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be keep off my lawn all the time except for stay to your path. And I don't think one-wheelers stay to their lane.
Not at all.
Big benefit of one-wheelers is finding your own
The world is our playground.
Exactly, Mandy. That's my point. And what I'm trying to say is if this becomes a point where 1 out of 5 people is riding them, you know that there's going to be all kinds of rules and regulations that keep you from ripping up all the community grass and trails and all that. She's right. There's going to be rules and regulations, so enjoy this now where it's basically the Wild Wild West. And while we're in the Wild Wild West, you better go ahead and film yourself doing something nice. We better create a very strong culture. So my challenge to you guys, like golf has etiquette, one-wheeling should have etiquette. It needs to, because otherwise you're going to have a whole lot of people screaming, get off my lawn, as soon as this thing gets fairly big. So my whole thing is, like, can we create a saying? Mandy, can we have the saying be equal or better?
What do you mean by that?
I want you all to remember when you're riding around, just put it in your head, equal or better. You need to leave this planet equal or better than you left it before your ride. And if you adopt that mindset, we'll be okay. I try to pick up a piece of trash.
They call that, there's a word for that. They call it leave a positive trace.
Okay, that's fine. I'm trying to go with something that we can
I think
remember
has
equal
done
or
this
better.
Before, like the picking up trash as you're going around the parks and things like that.
Yeah, I've said that before, absolutely. Yeah. And what Max's post was he had video of him taking a chainsaw to clear some trails of some paths that were covered by trees that had fallen.
We need him here.
That's what I'm saying. I need him over here. We got one back in my pump track I can't get to anymore. But he was saying, I want to take video of this and show that the one-wheel culture is a positive thing and it's going to make the world better and not worse. And so we need to be careful that we go into a situation of 1 out of 5 people sledding every single day where you know that the world is not going to be okay with that. And we need to stick on equal or better. When you go out for your ride, leave your trail equal or better than when you left it.
Now, from the social media lounge.
Yeah, that's valid.
From the social media lounge, I I see right here, he had someone riding in the dirt bike track. Adam Hilliker was riding on a bike track, and he said the owner was actually liking it because they were packing the dirt back down for him. So it's one of those things where they're kind of almost repairing the track as they're riding on it.
Makes sense. I mean, the whole reason that they don't want dirt bikes back in bike tracks is because it just tears up the dirt. So there's another thing that you could do. Mandy, let's think of things we can do to make the world a better place during our rides. You could easily flatten out some torn up mud, some torn up dirt in the trails. You can pick up trash. Mandy, you got anything else?
I have a comment from the social media lounge.
Okay, fire away, producer from Boston. I love it.
Chris Richardson just posted the best name ever for this. He's calling it +1 wheeling. He says there are signs at some places to practice +1 boating. Bring back at least one more piece of trash than you came in with. +1 wheeling is perfect for us.
There it is, +1 wheeling. Bring back, just pick up a piece of trash on your way out. I actually see, sometimes I'll see a trash bag. I'll just bring it to a dumpster just because. It's so easy for me. I saw a piece of cardboard laying in the street. It's actually really funny. The guy pulled over to come grab it. It was clearly just like a box to a TV or something, just big cardboard. I just wheeled right up, and he was freaking out. I grabbed it, and I started bringing it to the dumpster, and he yells at me, and he just goes, "Hey! Thank you!" I mean, it doesn't hurt me. I'm having fun bringing it over to the trash. So, yeah, I like that. +1 wheeling. Are we okay with that, Mandy? Can we go with that?
I think that's great. Chris Richardson, Mandy, thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, so I got one more thing to say. I know you guys are going to try and wrap up, but I think if we're going to try and leave a positive impact on the physical world, we also want to start with a positive impact in among ourselves. So I say this every time I come on the show, but I'm still seeing it. So I just want to say it again because I'm the one-wheel mom. Let's just all be kind to each other. We're riding the best toy in the world. The stoke should be high all the time, and especially in the pro group. I'm looking at you guys. If we're going to call ourselves pro, then we got to set the example for everybody else and be kind and stay pro. Even in our own group that not everybody's in, just be kind, be respectful.
There's a lot of ways. Mandy Thompson, there she goes, ladies and gentlemen. Amanda, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you. Thanks, Mom.
Love you guys.
I love you too.
Have a great one, Mandy.
She's the best. All right, cool.
Bye.
So thank you for joining us. Mandy, she is awesome, and she's right. Anytime you start seeing sniping in any of the groups, and it's not sniping, it's just constant negativity. Sometimes with people who aren't able to defend themselves. I get where she's coming from, and she makes a good point. So let's just remember that we're all in this for the right reasons, or we should be. And I'm just glad to be a part of any of this, man. Belly, I have so much fun doing this that, I can't imagine. I saw some trucker yesterday from he was driving from Arizona to New York, and he was stopping here for some reason. I guess he had to come here. He's shipping hot tubs.
Nice.
This dude stopped me on the side of the road, smoking his cigarette. Hey, man! I got my tunes in. You guys know me. I got my noise-canceling earbuds in. He's just hey! Smoking his little cigarette. Dude just wanted to hang out and ask me questions and talk about it. And honestly, I was in the middle of a joyride, man. I was just cruising. The sun
was out for the first time in days.
The sun was out. My guns were out, or the lack thereof. I got a little bit of sunshine in me. And this guy, all he wanted to do was just share the stoke. So let's revert back to that. If we, instead of, sticking on things that people are doing that are upsetting us, let's stick to the things that people are doing that are awesome. Jake Leary, congratulations, by the way. New Float Life addition to the Float Life team. Yep. Jake Leary, the new Float Life Pro. He's got his, I believe they're dark gray float pads. Or
gunmetal gray? That's
the
best term for it.
Gunmetal gray?
Gunmetal gray. That was what my old pickup truck used to be. That used to be the color of it.
Gunmetal gray.
Gunmetal gray.
Can you press H, please?
H?
Yeah, that's right.
Gunmetal gray.
We gotta get out of here. Holy shit, it's been a fun show. Thank you guys for hanging out. It's been a pleasure. We love everything we do, and I do not want to be be a Connie Complainy Pants show. I didn't even get to Future Motion, and quite frankly, that's okay. We'll do that later.
We always have time for Future Motion.
Always. Love to get them back on the show. Matt Hoover, I'd like to get him on the show to discuss even further. So, if we're going to talk about him, we might as well have him on the show. I think that's the fair thing to do, and that's kind of what we've been talking about. I think that's what Mandy's been alluding to. So let's do that if we can, folks. I've had a blast with you guys. Belly, get us out of here.
Guys, thanks so much to everyone in the social media lounge. We appreciate you every single day. You guys were awesome. Congrats to Mandy for solving our hangman today. That was Float Life Fest. Don't forget that's coming up this fall.
$100 every single episode. Not this fall, this June.
$100 every episode this season. On this month's season on Luch Dog in the morning. So don't
you're
forget to
freaking
tune
me out.
in.
Yeah, I don't have the budget for this entire season, but I will do at least 1 month of. That's $800.
1 month is our season.
All right, so you can literally win $800 in the month of June. All you have to do is listen to the show. The one catch,
solve our puzzles.
The one catch is you have to be subscribed to the channel. So you have to subscribe to TTR Studios in order to be eligible to play the games and win. We have $800 coming your way in June. We will continue to do the Voice of Onewheel with Justin Thompson, who will join us next week with a Float Life update. I have had a blast with you guys. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Get your stoke level 2 all-time high. We'll see you on TTR Studios tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. for Luch Dog in the morning. Belly's got a story you guys you just are not even ready for. He's ready to tell you. We'll do that tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. It's Luch Dog in the morning with the Voice of Onewheel, and you can find us
at TTR Studios
on YouTube
and at litmradio.com.
What a shit show. Oh, man, I had fun with you guys. See you guys. Have a good day.
Send it.